Rolling.
All right. Um, so yeah, uh, video the Game Awards. Yes, the Game Awards 2017
The
has
Dorito
just
Pope
happened.
himself, Jeff Keighley.
Indeed, and so on. This award in particular was way better than previous years. I can guarantee you that from performances, that in direction was was really good. There was some cringy stuff in there, but it was well showed. Um, and I really feel proud of that because we've been getting a lot of shitty awards for the past 5 years, maybe. Oh man, that
Mm.
2013 VGA awards was shit, and so on. Um, excuse me for my voice. I know I sound gay. It's because I'm sick. So
Poor guy.
yeah, Dan.
Soldiering through it.
Yes. So so Dan, can you tell me the nominees and the winners? Let's see if we can discuss the winners and if we like the winners or not, if they deserve it or not.
Yeah, sure. Well, the one that confused me the most, because I don't remember this last year, man, but best Chinese game?
Oh, I think that's a new one.
That is completely out of my circle. I can't say I. Maybe I do play Chinese games, but I feel like I don't. So the fact that I'm not sure if I
Yeah,
even do or not is suffice to say that I can't even fit. And this list, I can't even read these names, man.
Dan. Yeah. The only one I played there was Icy. That's a side-scrolling action game.
Oh, okay. In this
Chinese
list, they still
side-scrolling.
have
Yeah.
it in Chinese characters, so I can't even read it.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody play those kinds of games. Except for if you play on Steam and know you know the roots of the game and all that. So yeah, I don't know how
Yeah,
to feel about that one. I played Icy, but there's other games that actually deserve it. If there's other Chinese games that deserved it, since I did never play the others. So on to the next one.
yeah. And I guess the other kind of odd one out that I want to point out is I didn't notice this, but apparently best multiplayer wasn't announced at the time during the
You are
awards.
at that's the yeah. I discussed that with my friend when I was doing my Spanish podcast. There was an award that was totally out, that was never in the show or never said. No one won that award.
It was
Ah,
completely left out. According to this
yeah,
article I'm reading here, that there was a winner selected. Um, but according to Jeff Keighley himself, it apparently uh, was just a delay, and so for some reason there's a delay for that.
wow.
I don't really know why. I'd like to know why. But there was a winner to that, and so in this list I don't even have the nominees. Oh wait, here they are. It was PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds or Pug B, as I love
Yeah,
to
PUBG. Yeah,
referringly. Yeah. I have
yeah.
another YouTube friend that insists on calling it Pug B, so I've always liked calling that. Fortnite, Call of Duty World War II, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and Destiny 2.
Yeah, I
And
was I was legit waiting for that award. I'm like, well, there's something missing here. And
mhm.
who did actually win if that's in the list?
It does say, it said that it was PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds that
I
one.
don't know Battlegrounds. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. But I would have preferred Mario Deluxe
Yeah?
8 Mario Kart. Yeah, totally.
Hmm.
You know, I had fun with the Wii version, so I cannot like wait so I can like play with you guys. Uh, the deluxe version. I
Yes.
played the deluxe version with friends, and it's a lot better version than the Wii U. So yeah.
I
It's
I,
it's
I
definitely
actually don't own Deluxe yet. Um, I just keep skating by. The one that we stream is just Shinja's copy of the game, so
all
I just
right.
kind of
Yeah.
get my fill of it that way. Because I too have the Wii U version with all the DLC. So between playing it with him every week and already having the Wii U version with all the DLC, I didn't feel like I was gaining a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, um, okay, just going from bottom to top according to this list I have here. Best indie game, presented by Chic Hydro.
Oh
Uh,
gosh. Uh, yeah.
where are our?
Was that?
I don't have the
Uh,
nominees actually on this one. Now that I look at it, I
if it
did for the
wasn't
multiplayer
Cuphead,
one.
maybe it was the winner. I think it was Cuphead.
Yeah, it was Cuphead according to this.
Yeah,
Let me
Cuphead.
find another list of
Yeah.
nominees.
I totally agree with this award. It totally deserved it. Of course. Um, what's the actual category?
Best debut indie game.
Indie game, exactly. All right. Yeah, totally deserve it. Yeah, I can guarantee you that.
Man,
Even though I haven't played the game, but yeah, it deserves.
yeah, I only got to play it for my first time the other day. The 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 style of art, I commend it for all the work that goes in to creating a style
Right.
like that. I can't say I'm a big fan of that time period of animation, but
Right.
it was it's a game that's closer to my era when I first started gaming with just running guns. Like it, you can't really compare it to Contra or Mega Man, but the
Exactly.
really
Yeah.
hard, like left to right running gun, tough bosses and stuff like
Totally.
that. So I really
Totally.
appreciate it for that. It's fun for that.
Oh yeah.
That
And
went up
I totally
against
agree.
that went up against Hollow Knight, Mr. Shifty, and Slime Rancher,
Mhm.
as well as Golf Story.
Ah yeah. Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
Cuphead had it coming as well.
Oh yeah. Totally. Totally.
Let's see. Student Game Award. This is also
Okay,
like
that one.
really
Okay.
out of.
I talked about about this with my friend over on the Spanish podcast, and I told him that these games should promote themselves before doing it the awards, because the awards are by votes, right? And if less people know about your game, you're not gonna get the enough votes, right? And the problem was that I went to vote for the games, and there were a lot of games there that I did not know, just like the Chinese ones, and
Yes.
this one, and I do not know any of these student, uh, developments, and I really feel kind of bad because since I do not know what your product is or from or what it's about, I cannot appreciate the same feeling that I do with Cuphead, or Hellblade, or Horizon, or Zelda, etc.
Yeah.
And it's something that these kinds of games needs to be a little more promoted before the awards. That's just me, but it's common sense, man. If you're gonna vote, you need to know about the game. So who won that one? I think it was
Level
this guy.
squared.
Yeah, he looked kind of old guy. I mean, not criticizing the age of the student, but I
Yeah,
don't
sure.
care about the age of the student. It's so that doesn't mean anything. But yeah, he was kind of like his early 30s, and I
Hmm.
was really like, okay, this guy has a really brilliant future right now. Like, I saw his game, and I'm like, okay, this is pretty interesting. but it got promoted in the awards like right after it won the awards. But what about the rest?
Right. I have no
So yeah.
opinion. Best esports team.
Oh God. Right. you know, this is the cringy stuff. If you're gonna nominate esports gamers, etc. That's in another awards. This is the video, game award.
Yeah.
You're not gonna put people, or we're not categorizing gamers or sports because there's there's Team Spooky, which they are with the tournaments of every fighting game, and there's a lot of gamers there, and you can name it like you could do a whole award of that, just gamers and teams and best esport or best spooky games, whatever the tournament is called, etc. That's it. That's another category. We're not rating people. We're rating game.
Yeah.
So, uh, so what would you say if
I love
the
esports.
winner?
Um,
Totally.
and I could go off on a sidetrack for something that happened in esports today. I really believe in it. I'd like to. I'd like to learn a little bit more about stuff like that. I love watching StarCraft. So I don't have a strong pull on most of these, but I gotta say that I do have players that I like on Team Liquid and players that I like in Cloud9. Those are names that are more familiar to me because they sponsor some Smash people, which is the thing that I still follow loosely. So I'm all I can say is I'm happy with Cloud9 getting it. But I'm in the same boat as you. What football team wins an entire award? What basketball
Hmm.
team wins an entire award?
Exactly.
It seems a little bit out of place. Um,
And there's some competitions. I mean, there's fighting tournaments, there's sports tournaments,
yeah.
there's League
Isn't
of
them
Legends
winning
tournament.
a reward enough? Like if they win stuff, like isn't that enough? Why
Yeah,
why is
I
this a
think so.
category? Players
Exactly.
players I can understand a little bit more. Because players
Right.
uh you know, it's kind of like the trending gamer award, which we'll get to a little bit, because the players often stream, and so they're influential personalities, and so
Exactly. With the game. With the game. Totally agree. Yeah.
yeah, so I lean towards that more. Which that's the next one in the list is best
Yes.
esports player. Don't follow any of these games because
Yeah.
it's CS:GO, Overwatch, Dota, and League. I don't watch those games.
Really. Yeah. Exactly. That's one of the problems of a lot of people. There's an audience for it, and I respect it. I
Oh yeah,
play
big
I play
audience.
Overwatch, and but I'm not a guy that watches a lot of shooting tournaments like Call of Duty tournaments like that. There's just a lot of tournaments out there. Uh, but if I know a team, just like a team of basketball, a team of NFL, just categorizing as a sport because it's almost there, categorizing gaming as sports, and it's kind of weird to just seeing it here, and we barely know these gamers, and for me it's just very difficult. Again, if I don't know these gamers, uh, why are they here? Like, I know there's an audience that know them, but the majority of the people who are voting, it's like, I don't know this guy.
Yeah,
It's like you're voting out of like just an election voting. You don't know where to vote, Hillary or freaking Donald Trump because they're both bad, etc. Just an example.
hmm
Yeah.
um, this is one. This is maybe one of the only points this year that I'm just like completely ugh over. The category for best esports game between CS:GO, Dota 2, League, Overwatch, and Rocket League.
Who won in that one?
Overwatch did.
Okay. Overwatch is new in these category of esports and all that. Because
Yeah,
I think it was like this year. Yeah, this year. uh, you know, I mean, the popularity of Overwatch has grown a lot.
it has,
Jesus, yeah, it has. So
and they're
I
trying,
totally
but
give them,
yeah,
yeah, totally give them props. Of um. So what are your thoughts about this one?
it's a joke.
I got me. Yeah, I know it's a joke.
It's a this one is one of the categories I have a big problem with. They don't balance that game. I don't know. Maybe it's just their pedigree of having all these other Game of the Year awards and whatever, and it is still like
Right.
I love Blizzard's communication,
Totally.
and them attempting to listen to fan feedback and stuff like that. But competitive Overwatch is kind of a joke. I don't know what to say other than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So I can see your perspective. You know.
Yeah,
Uh.
I could go
So
into it, but we can move on. There's other
yeah.
things to talk about.
Of course. Better things.
Yeah. um, I love this next category, trending gamer, which is kind of I don't like the word trending, but I like the idea of other streamers and internet personalities out there doing good, bring in
Right.
entertainment, bring in laughs, bring in good real talk, stuff like that.
Right.
I loved this one. Um, uh, I'm not familiar with two of them though.
Okay.
What's Good Games, Half Coordinated, Shroud, Doctor Disrespect, and Able Gamers. So I only know three of those. I don't know about you.
Oh man. I think I skipped that
Oh,
one.
hold on a second.
You get to see the world that Guillermo created.
Hold on.
You get to imagine what.
I got a horrible ad. Cut.
Oh God.
I had a horrible ad on that page all of a sudden that just blasted my head. Oh my gosh. I don't want to have to edit that. And now there's another ad somewhere. Okay. Continue.
Yes.
Trendy Gamer.
Yeah, trending gamer. Who was the winner exactly?
I love the winner. I got into him this year. The winner's Dr. Disrespect. I
Dr.
love him.
Disrespect. Yeah, I've been. Yeah. I think he. Was it? No. No, that wasn't it. No. All right. Just keep on.
Keep moving on. Alrighty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, give me a second. I have a new page that hopefully won't have an ear bleeding
Bleeding.
ad show up. Let me scroll down. Trendy Gamer.
It was really weird because this award, it almost felt like an E3. I People been telling that this felt like an E3 because of a lot of video game trailers, such as Death Stranding, Soul Calibur 6, Bayonetta 3.
Oh yeah, Bayonetta
Uh,
3.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited more of Bayonetta 3 and Soul Calibur because I really like those franchises. There were a lot more trailers there. I mean, it felt like an E3, and I think it was a little bit trailer instead of awards. But
Mhm.
yeah, maybe it's just me.
Um
You got your page on?
yeah, I got my page up. I just wanted to say like I really loved just on Trendy Gamer really quick. You may or may not know
Right.
him, but I just really love that Half Coordinated got nominated. He just had like a wonderful. He's just a part of the Awesome Games Done Quick charity marathon streams and the Summer Games Done Quick charity marathon streams, and he's a wonderful personality, and so I just love that he got nominated from that. Next up in the list was most anticipated game between God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2, and The Last of Us Part 2.
The Last of Us Part 2 won. So
Yeah.
don't know that the votes or that the popularity of a franchise that it saved the PlayStation 3 back then, and also made a lot of fans that like more than just a zombie game, but actually a really fun and hardcore driven story, and so on. I'm really glad that won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of people love Last of Us. Surprised it's not Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, totally surprised. I mean, Red Dead Redemption has, since it's multi-platform, it should have more, fan base. Which
Yeah.
that was kind of weird. It was,
It's kind of weird. I'm thinking maybe some of Rockstar's personality got hurt a little bit by the shark cards.
maybe,
know.
yeah.
Could be
maybe,
a shark
yeah.
cards thing. That could be exclusively Take-Two because they kind of drug the name through the mud a little bit. But not complaining.
Yeah, totally.
Not complaining. Well, okay. This list has best multiplayer, which we discussed already. So next was best sports / racing game between FIFA 18,
Oh gosh.
Forza Motorsport 7, Gran Turismo, NBA 2K18,
Oh god.
Pro Evolution Soccer 2018, and Project Cars 2.
I thought I was gonna win FIFA, but Forza 7 was. Oh gosh. I mean, Gran Turismo was. Is good, but that online thing just killed it.
Mm-hmm.
FIFA was the microtransaction. Is EA behind it? Pro Evolution Soccer is like that kind of copy of FIFA. Is what all fans say. NBA 2K, well, that has a little fan base. I have to say, that's not as much as FIFA.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
oh boy.
If I was picking
It's
one,
just
I would have
sports-
said Project Cars 2. But
Right. I mean, sports games and the racing games should be separated. Should. I mean,
Yeah.
what the freak, man? What the hell?
yeah. They're different enough.
Totally. Alright, on to the next one.
Which is best strategy game between Halo Wars 2, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Total War, Warhammer 2, Tooth and Nail, and also XCOM 2, War of the Chosen, which I thought was just an expansion pack, but
Yeah.
I guess that counts.
I mean, I'm really proud that Mario plus Rabbids won. Just because this year E3, Ubisoft itself made a really great performance in the E3, and I said it in the podcast back then that they won the E3, and they totally deserve this award. I mean, against XCOM and Halo Wars, it's something big. The competition was tight, so
Yeah.
Ubisoft and Nintendo has been stuck in a hole for all these years, not winning a shit.
Mm-hmm.
And at least this year, Nintendo did something, and I'm really glad. So keep on.
All right, we should blaze through this because I'm a bit pressed for time today. Best family game,
Yeah.
which is definitely stuff that all appears on Nintendo, which is fantastic. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Sonic Mania, Splatoon 2, and Super Mario Odyssey. with Odyssey coming out as the winner.
It was all Nintendo against Nintendo.
You're breaking up a little bit. Could you repeat that?
Yeah, I think the signal is kind of cracking up.
It sounded better there.
All right. Yeah, I think it was Nintendo versus Nintendo this time.
Oh yeah, pretty much. I mean, Sonic Mania appeared on some other things, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just, Nintendo did a really. This is a really great year for Nintendo and Sony. I have to guarantee you that they deliver the games. So,
Yeah. So that's good. I love Odyssey. Still
Yeah.
playing that.
I think that family will be more Mario Kart because I mean
I
that's
know,
a
it's family.
party. It's family. It's more. I think it has like. I think Mario Odyssey is only 2 players, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mario Kart is 4 players plus the ones you play online. It's basically
Yeah.
20, 20 players, right? Something like that.
Oh, Mario Kart?
Yeah.
12.
12?
Maybe
Okay.
maybe Battle goes up to more. Wait, is
Yeah,
that right?
I think it all depends on the.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Well, if you have
uh,
12th place, maybe Battle goes up higher though.
But yeah. All right. Moving on.
Best fighting game between ARMS, Injustice 2, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, Needhog
really
2,
obvious.
and Tekken 7. Yeah.
Not really obvious. Obviously, Injustice 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
Tekken
that's what
7
won.
had a rough start. I mean, Capcom had a atrocious start.
Yes.
Marvel vs. Capcom was, dang it, what the hell? I mean, Tekken was, they didn't like quite advertise it as much, but I mean, Injustice 2 it is a really good fighting game, and a lot of people like DC comics, so
Yeah.
it's good. I agree with your word.
Yeah. Here's hoping that Dragon Ball takes it. Hope that Dragon Ball's good next year. Dragon
Yeah.
Ball's really soon. I don't know. My eyes are just set on Dragon Ball.
It has a really big fan base, so maybe
Yeah.
that's like a 90% there.
Best role-playing game between Divinity Original Sin 2, Final Fantasy 15, Nier Automata, Persona 5, and South Park: The Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, Persona 5 won that one.
Yeah,
I
well
mean,
earned.
I totally well learned play Persona a little bit, and I'm a fan of Persona since Shin Megami Tensei era to now, and I really like the dark themes and uh, the thematics that Persona always had, the dark and those type of stuff, and I was really surprised that why is Final Fantasy 15 there? I can say that Persona 5 was a Japanese release 2016
Mm-hmm.
because Persona 5 is a last year's game, and I have mixed feelings, but it totally deserved the best RPG, because it was released in the West this year, so it deserved it. It deserved it.
Yeah, well earned. People like even
Yeah.
cosplay as the menus in Persona 5.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So what's the next one?
The next one is Best Action Adventure Game between
Action
Assassin's Creed
Adventure.
Origins, Horizon Zero Dawn, Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
I think it was Breath of the Wild, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Totally agree. I mean, the competition was tough. It wasn't an easy win there because it was a really high category of really high rated games and anticipated as well as the last year. I mean, competing against Horizon Zero Dawn and who was the other one?
Uncharted,
God,
Hura, and Assassin's
Uncharted.
Creed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Assassin's Creed. That was man. Assassin's Creed didn't win shit. Neither Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh well. The competition was tough. I had to get see that as reality.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think about that one?
Um, I think Breath of the Wild wholeheartedly wins these.
Totally.
Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, Breath of the Wild we know ends up winning Game of the Year. So,
Yeah.
if anything, my bias
it's
self would
so
give it to Mario and then still give Game of the Year to Breath of the Wild. But
yeah, totally.
yeah. Moving on to Best Action Game between Cuphead, Destiny 2, Neo, Prey, and Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. With Wolfenstein 2 taking it.
Was it Wolfenstein, right?
Yeah, it was Wolfenstein.
Alright. Deserved it. I predicted that one. It's just because that it is this first-person shooter that it does not have the multiplayer in it, and it focused on the action, it focused on the story, it focused directly to what the players wanted on a shooting game. And I was really surprised that they didn't like, oh, let's put multiplayer. No, they concentrated. And so the action of that game, dude, I can guarantee you is a lot better than Doom.
Mm-hmm.
A lot better than Doom, totally. It's just, wow. Just killing Nazis out there, just crazy. It's, that happens when you concentrate on single player. Because you concentrate on what you want, you know, and
Yeah.
what your audience wants. So anything else?
I really like games like Prey, that
Oh,
really
yeah.
customizable, play how you want, like the Deus Ex. I get
Mhm.
Deus Ex vibes from Prey, so maybe my vote would have went towards that. I still really want to play Neo, so I don't really know how well that game panned out, but
Yeah,
no, I
it got
can
really
see,
forgotten.
yeah.
Yeah, I got really forgotten. Like this is freaking 2 weeks later.
It did get re-released with stuff.
Yeah, some freaking lots of games that released this year. Wow, amazing. Moving on.
Best VR AR game. I don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's got to go to
Resident
Resident
Evil?
Evil. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's hard to go up. It's like Resident Evil 7 is still really the only like full game release I feel like
yeah.
that has come out for
Yeah.
VR or augmented reality at all. Like I just don't see full game releases for virtual reality devices. It seems like Resident Evil 7 is like still just it. So I can see why it wins.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and it's the most sold. I mean, this is the most Resident Evil sold in years.
Yeah.
So, popularity right there, and voting's right there. So,
All right, moving on next. I love this because all these handheld games were best handheld games. Ever Oasis,
God.
Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia, Metroid, Samus Returns, Monster Hunter Stories, and Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. Again, Nintendo Showdown. Where's the Vita at?
it was Metroid, right?
Yes, one of my most
Yeah.
anticipated releases ever. I have the amiibo sitting next to me.
Nice.
I have the special edition of it. I am very not disappointed They did a wonderful job with that game. So that's absolutely where my
deserved
vote
it.
would have went. Yeah, if
Totally
anything,
deserved it.
I still want Ever Oasis. That game looks pretty dope. But oh yeah, definitely Samus Returns. Any opinions for you?
I totally agree. I mean, I haven't played none of these games, but I've seen some footages, and from hearing from you and other kind of fans that like the game, um, it's almost like a perfect game. I mean, it's something that fans wanted it. It's something that like you said, anticipated, and you got what you wanted, and that's a good thing. So it totally deserved it.
Mm-hmm. Next category is best mobile game. I have no opinion.
No opinion either.
All right, let's move on. Best independent game.
Yeah,
Between Cuphead
that
and
one.
Hellblade, Night in the Woods, Pyre, and What Remains of Edith Finch.
I think it was Hellblade, right? Or Cuphead? I think
Cuphead
it
took
was
that one.
Cuphead. It's a Cuphead,
Yeah.
yeah. So it deserved it, yes. I mean, it was competing with tight. It was tight because Hellblade was there. I mean, Hellblade is a hell of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I totally give it to Cuphead too. I mean, I've seen you play. I've seen a lot of people play. Just like you said, it's something that is we don't see every day. It's an art that we don't see
Yeah.
frequently.
Really happy to see Night in the Woods there. At least nominated, though, I have to say. But I completely understand why Cuphead gets it. Next category of ongoing game:
Oh god.
Destiny 2, Grand Theft Auto Online, Overwatch, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, Rainbow Six Siege, and Warframe.
This was even like predicted ever since before
Yes,
like
it was.
Overwatch was nominated last year. I mean, this is what the freak. I mean, beating the king that it's Grand Theft Auto because that's been for a lot of years. I mean, it came out like 2012, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Because it then it was ported to the next this I don't know, but yeah, it's competing with that. I mean, but Overwatch is Overwatch. The popularity grew up really fast. This was obvious, so I knew it was gonna win, hands down.
Mm-hmm. Games for Impact.
Okay, yeah, this one. Yeah, say the nominees and
Bury Me, My Love, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Life is Strange, Before the Storm, Night in the Woods, Please Knock on My Door, What Remains of Edith Finch. Again, I'm happy to see
Edith
Night in the Woods
Finch,
nominated. It was Hellblade.
Hellblade.
Yeah.
Okay. Totally agree. I mean, Hellblade is a hell of a game. I really want to see that game. Because of the thematic of the game, I just want to play it. It is story driven. It talks about. It's really psychology. It plays with your head, and it's like mostly a therapy game. And it's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I mean, I've seen a lot of gameplays of Hellblade. And I really want to have the experience too. Wow.
Yeah, people have nothing but good things to say about that.
Yeah.
Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Life is Strange, Before the Storm, Night in the Woods, Please Knock on My Door, and What Remains of Edith Finch.
Indeed. And the one that won was Hellblade.
Yeah.
Indeed.
It was said that the
I-
person that did the acting for Hellblade, like the main character, was just a video editor. I don't think she even had acting.
Yeah, this is her first time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yes, this is a really good opportunity for, like she is right now that kind of inspiration
Yeah.
that other actors from, I don't know, cinema or television will want to try this kind of stuff. And
Mm,
it doesn't have to be the big company. So, you know, how they company. And there you have it. That's a really great example for a really good start. So it doesn't really have to be a really big company, famous company, uh, to make a really good game or performance. And I really like that. And because of Hellblade being such an impact, it was just because of the story and the psychology that it actually has. Basically, everything that Hellblade has, it's just amazing. I give them props.
yeah.
What do you think about that?
Um, I actually don't know a whole lot about the game. I had heard of it before. It just kind of I'm under the impression it's just a game that's overshadowed by a lot of bigger things that
Yeah.
came out at the time, and I'm under the impression that it's a shame that it has been overshadowed as much as it has. I know it had some controversy from YouTuber Jim Sterling for a while because he encountered a game-breaking bug and gave it a terrible score. But that's neither here nor
Yeah.
there. In fact, that publicity, if anything, just kind of drove drove into its popularity even a bit more. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, especially with all the accolades, it only makes me want to look into it even more. I didn't even realize it was made by Ninja Theory.
Oh yeah. Hold on, dude.
Okay.
Okay. Residents. All right. Continue now. So, this game is a semi. This is a semi exclusive. It's a PlayStation 4 exclusive, just for consoles, and it's also on PC. Um, this was actually foreshadowed because it was released in August, you know, and not a lot of good games come out in August. I think what was that? Uncharted. Yeah, the Uncharted came out in August too. So maybe because of that kind of title, uh, you know, got overshadowed and all that stuff. It's just when a really big title just like Uncharted and this little company just coming over and release their games, that's what happened. And maybe the popularity and all that stuff. The game suffers from that. Anything else to say?
No, I think we about covered it.
So what's the next category?
Well, my page just moved on me. Now I have to scroll back up. uh, yeah,
What
actually,
is this kind of page?
it's a dumb page. I'm not gonna call them out. It's a dumb page. Yeah, the next two I'm gonna mention were also picked up as the winner. By Hellblade. That's a weird way to word that. Hellblade won the next two awards we're talking about. Next up, it was Best Performance.
Best performance, okay.
Yeah, and it was the individual who we just talked about that won, the video editor lady for Hellblade.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, the
oh yeah, but the nominees, sorry, yeah.
yeah, the
Um,
nominees. Yeah.
yeah, it was dominated by women, and except for the person who played as BJ from Wolfenstein 2. Uh, but we had Alloy from Horizon Zero Dawn,
Zero
Chloe
Dawn.
from
Yes.
Uncharted, Nadine from Uncharted, and then Senua from Hellblade.
Yeah. Wow. I was surprised that Zelda wasn't there. I don't know about you.
Any of the characters
Uh,
from Zelda? Well,
well, Zelda in you know being in that category,
oh,
because even the two protagonists from Uncharted, I mean, they both were there, but one was like the not the sidekick, but the supporting character.
uh huh.
You know,
Yeah, well,
if you can put those, I mean,
mhm.
you could have put put Zelda in there because he's the one talking all the time in the game.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
that for a fact.
uh huh. I can I can understand though. Think Sony releases are always trying to just emulate cinematic feel
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. So this cinematic and performance is going to stand out more in a person's mind, I think.
Mm-hmm. But I totally agree with this award. Uh, uh,
That's great.
I mean, she acted so well. This is just not voice acting. She actually they put her facial expression in this game, and
Yes.
so this was way beyond the other game. So totally, totally dig it.
Cool. Well,
Yeah,
next up was Best Audio Design, also won by Hellblade. Um,
Hellblade.
but
Yeah.
yeah, interesting that Mario Odyssey and Zelda are here for Best Audio Design, but then Resident Evil 7 and Destiny 2 are here as well. But
Yeah,
it
that I
ended
don't know
up
why
going to
Destiny
Hellblade.
was there.
Yeah.
I don't know why Destiny was there, man. It's I will talk about it because I wanted to discuss it with you uh once we finish with the winners and all that. Um, you haven't seen any gameplay from Hellblade or
I've seen a tiny bit.
okay. Okay, so the sound and the sound mixing and all that is amazing. This game it's psychology, all in your head, and the sound, how they made it, it was so well done. The voices, the environment, the wow, dude. It's such just like I said earlier. It's such a shame that this game was overshadowed, and even indie companies today are in a level of a big company like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, first party games. And it's just amazing how these people made this game so damn good, even with the sound. Because I would say that if uh, Battlefront 2 would have been that, it will be a little bit tighter. Just
Hmm.
because it's a Star Wars title and there's a lot of sound effects involved, there's a lot of there's a lot going in the game. And that's a really high competition there. And not um, not forgetting about Breath of the Wild. I played Breath of the Wild, and the sound there is amazing. Uh, the whole environment the of Zelda Breath of the Wild is amazing. Uh, but as well as mixing the sounds with other things, like something that it's in your head, voices that are in your head. mixed with the environment. It's something that it's really high quality. I haven't played Mario Odyssey. I haven't played Destiny 2. Kinda has played Destiny 2, but I do not care about that game at all. Oh gosh, why? Why is it that category?
Mm.
So what do you think about the winner? I want to
Um,
hear your thoughts.
yeah, sure, I can give you my thoughts. It's kind of, it's true. I kind of agree. It's a little bit weird that Destiny 2 is there, I suppose. But it's not completely too out of the realm of the possibility. I like Zelda,
It's
but
like a failure.
Zelda just ends up winning Game of the Year, rightfully so. Um, and so you really get swept up in the different weather patterns of Zelda, which I thoroughly enjoy. Um, honestly, as much as I adore Odyssey, I'm not too entirely sure why that's there either. It's standard like platforming fare, really. Um,
Hmm.
Audio design, yeah, I don't know. When I look at Resident Evil 7, I feel like that's the real competitor, but like Resident Evil 7 moves so much more slowly comparatively to other Resident Evil games of the past.
It
So
does.
it's not
It
like there's
does.
too much like the
Happen.
the atmosphere is coming from the visuals. It doesn't come from the audio at all.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's my
Yeah,
thoughts.
that's good and that's valid. Yeah. Awesome. So what's the
Next
next one?
next up it was best score slash music, which is a little bit more understandable for me to catch on. Between Cuphead, Destiny 2, Near Automata, Destiny 2.
Keep
Wow,
on.
I'm surprised. Persona 5, Super Mario Odyssey, and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Okay,
With
this was pretty tight.
Yeah,
Except for
it is
freaking
tight.
Destiny. Except for freaking Destiny. What the fuck? I mean, Destiny has a really good score. I've heard the score, and I was like, man, I dig the score. Uh, but and I love the score of Mario Odyssey,
Oh,
especially
I
the
adore it.
yeah, it's just amazing. It's wow. It's also nostalgic, just like Zelda, because Zelda almost not all the score was reused, but it was actually the new orchestra in there, and they kind of like changed the themes to its you know um, soundtrack. Uh, what was the other one? Near Automata, right?
Yeah, Near Automata, which won, by the way, and
Yeah, that one won.
then Cuphead
I'll
and
get into
Persona
that.
5.
And Persona 5. I've heard Persona 5 and I love freaking that game.
Yeah,
And Nier Automata, which I own the game, um, I I literally when I play the game, I just stand in that area just to listen.
yeah, there you go.
It's if a game uh I'll not obligate you, it's just like make you like stay in that area and listen to the music. It is good. It is 100% a well composed score right there. And kinda loves this franchise as much as me. I love Nier, I love Drakengard,
Mm-hmm.
and all those weird things that this guy does and develop. I forgot his name.
Mm.
But
It
Nier
says,
Automata,
oh,
Nier Automata is. I'm a musician myself, and
right.
I'm always really really picky. And if the music doesn't grab me, it's so hard for me to just dig the game. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so hard. It's so hard for me because music also brings me to that world. So Neo Automata did that to me, and also Breath of the Wild did that to me. I mean, there was the, and I'm forgetting the freaking places in Zelda because there were a lot of them. Yeah, but I really, man, it was pretty tight. It was pretty tight. Any of those nominees right there could have won. Destiny, well, maybe. Uh, but Persona 5 and most of these are single player games, which we could, talk about that later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, this score of Neo Automata was amazing. Well scored, well composed, and
Mm-hmm.
hope for the best for Nier. Whatever are they doing right now? Because they're going to do another one. So totally dig it.
Cool. Concerning my thoughts, it's got to go towards Odyssey. I mean, it doesn't help that I adore that game so much and that I love Mario so much, but the kingdoms, they get stuck in my head, man, all the time, and it's still such a fresh game. Like, that's the biggest points you could give to me is if you have the tunes from the different kingdoms you visit stuck in my head. It happens. It just happens all the time. I would wake up in the morning, and the first thing that comes to mind is the theme to Cascade Kingdom and the Fossil Kingdom and everything. I adore that.
Nice.
So.
And I always listen to Jump Up Superstar.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, it's amazing. She is adorable. She sings so well. The music is so catchy.
I love it. They knocked it out of the park for lyrical song in a Mario game. Really, really fun ending theme too for the final sequence.
Yeah.
And yeah, I haven't learned all the lyrics to Jump Up Superstar, but I will eventually. Yeah. If I'm ever in public and do karaoke, that's where I'll go.
Nice. I would like to see that.
Yeah, I'll be your one-up girl.
Nice.
You can say that with pride. Yeah. So, next category, which I know I actually heard your opinion about this, like, quite a good period ahead of time. You said if Cuphead didn't win Best Art Direction, you were gonna.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna be upset. I'm in the same boat. Cuphead deserves that more than anybody. And thankfully, Cuphead did win Best Art Direction, but it was up against Destiny 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, Persona 5, and Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. It gets tight when those RPGs and action games are there.
Mm-hmm.
Except for freaking.
No.
I don't know. But yeah, we've seen cel shaded graphics. We've seen realistic type of human graphics. We've seen you name it. But Cuphead, dude.
You can't compete with Cuphead. None of these other guys hand drew every single frame of some of these bosses that appear in there.
Yeah,
you
dude.
just can't.
And it just felt like a cartoon, 30 freaking cartoon. Just wow, amazing. They really did a good job for
Yes, they did.
indie. So props for them, and I mostly predicted all these winners, and I really feel proud that they were really fair. Gamers were using their content.
Sorry, you're just breaking up again, kind of hardcore again.
How about now?
Gee, when you say "how about now," you sound perfectly fine. How do you do that every single time?
don't know, it just signal once the lights come back in the area, it's going to shake it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel bad. You're gonna go back and listen to this and probably be really frustrated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe just leave those things to the edit. It just sounds natural, anyways. So
Mhm.
continue.
Yeah, let's press on, see how much we can get here.
Yeah.
Best narrative went up against Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Horizon Zero Dawn, Nier Automata, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus.
So the winner was What Remains of Edith Finch, right?
Yeah, game I've never even heard of up to this point, so I have no opinion.
Neither. I have no opinion on this one. So
Okay, good for them. It's some game I've never heard of against every other game I have heard of and beat those out. So there you go. Good for them.
yeah.
That's all I. Yeah.
Good thing Destiny 2 wasn't there.
No.
You would imagine if Destiny 2 was in that category? That's narrative.
Yeah, that'd be something else.
Oh god. On to the next one.
Best game direction with Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard. I thought it was just called RE7. Super Mario Odyssey, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, with The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild taking for best direction.
Yes. I totally dig it. Totally dig it. I was discussing with my Spanish friend,
Yeah.
Puerto Rican friend, that what kind of direction they were talking about, because there's direction for actors, voice acting, direction for the actual game, there's direction for art, design, there's direction for everything. But I mean, the VGA should like categorize what kind of direction they are pointing at. Right now, it's just the direction of the actual game. It's like saying Kojima, if the game releases next year, Death Stranding will win Best Direction. Well, maybe Kojima won't be there, but if it's not that kind of director, then what kind of director you guys are pointing? So I'm kind of a bit confused there. What kind of direction?
Well,
I don't know if you know what I mean.
I think I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean. It's easier for me to follow when it's a sequel to something else. Like, in the case of RE7, Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, and Wolfenstein, it's like, here's where it was, now here's where it's at. This was good direction because it turned out to be good. So I can follow it. I can follow it from that perspective, and I completely would agree with Breath of the Wild. I need to play it more, but I think it's my new favorite Zelda game, frankly.
And yeah, for me, I agree totally with you. Totally 100%.
I still want there to be games that keep with the tradition, but I adore it, and I wholly welcome more if they choose to do that. More of the way that they handled Breath of the Wild. And so, if I didn't make that clear, that's what won.
Totally. Yes.
And perfectly so.
Awesome.
And the final category was Game of the Year.
Of course.
Which we've stated many times.
We all knew who was going to be the winner. So there will be.
Perfect.
This was pretty tight, except for PUBG in it.
Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah. So, Breath of the Wild being the winner, totally dig it, deserved it. The competition was tight this year. Amazing games, such as RPG and action RPG single games. And they should have put at least, like Assassin's Creed in the hell PUBG doing? What the hell?
Yeah, I don't know why it's there.
It's just, oh man, it's sometimes I don't get it. But yeah, um, me being a fan of Horizon Zero Dawn, so I beat the game and I love the game. Um, the votes are votes, and the popularity is popularity. I mean, Zelda has more fans than Horizon
Right.
Zero Dawn had,
Yep.
so it's obvious that the fan base of Zelda from you name it, 80s, 90s, the early 2000s, late 2000s to now.
Hmm.
So Zelda has been years in the market, and Horizon just started this year. So for those people who do feel bad about Horizon Zero Dawn now winning an award, it's just this first year. I mean, this it's gonna be other Horizon Zero Dawn, and really give Guerrilla Games some props, since they were all shooter games to make an action RPG game.
Hmm.
But we have to face the facts that Breath of the Wild, I mean Zelda, has the larger, bigger fan base in the whole world. And it doesn't matter if it's just Nintendo. It's just Zelda is just famous.
Right.
Yeah.
It was the absolute best, launch title game for a brand new console that you could ever possibly ask for. It was said at one point in time, like for every sale of the Switch, there was a sale for Breath of the Wild.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and if I really do love Super Mario Odyssey, but just from the fact that Breath of the Wild did, it's like a direction thing, that it was just absolutely so fresh
Yeah.
for the series that it's and does it fantastically. It's absolutely commendable for that reason. I adore Breath of the Wild. I gotta tell you something exclusive to this podcast and to you, that I actually haven't even taken the time to beat Ganon in that game yet, because I have seriously just been enjoying the whole of the game. Yeah, and I've had it since launch. And I still haven't even taken the time to do that. Just when, it comes out to me not maybe putting enough time into it and being distracted with other things. But still, I mean, I'm sure I have 60, 70 hours in it in this point. And I'm still exploring everything there is to find and do in that game. It's amazing. It really is probably my favorite Zelda game at this point, which is astounding.
Nice.
Yeah.
I really like to hear that. I got the Wii U version, and I feel proud that I have at least the last game of the Wii U. Not basically the last game, because Japan always supports, um, those kinds of consoles, even though they've been flip flopping these years.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I feel that I have that last piece, the Wii U, even though it was then ported to the Switch. But I feel really proud that I had the game on on the Wii U, even though it was a flip flop.
Yeah. Breaking up again, sir.
Yeah. How about now?
It always works.
So yeah, feel proud of getting the last piece of we
Oh, man.
of that. Oh God.
Zyber,
Oh,
why can't you just say "how about now" for like the next minute or two? Because that seems to come in clear, and when you talk normally, it doesn't.
um, how about now?
It works.
Okay. So, what was the game that I played? Jesus. Uh, Zelda Wind Waker. That was it.
Uh huh.
Yes. This new Zelda game had uh, previous Zelda, references. Oh,
Me too.
it reminded me. There's a lot of parts that remind me of that particular Zelda game. The Wind. Uh, there was some also dark stuff that reminded me of. Was this other?
Twilight Princess.
It was, yeah, Twilight Princess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this Zelda, it had um, that type of nostalgic theme too. That it's just amazing to just remember what was Zelda and what is Zelda right now, and that what this game delivered. And I give Nintendo props for this amazing game. And finally, Nintendo wins a freaking award for how many years now?
I don't know. I don't keep
No.
track of Jeff Keighley's
Yeah,
things.
yeah. It's a so yeah. Those are my thoughts on that. The game of the year.
Well, it looks like we covered everything, sir.
Sure. So I was gonna talk about a little bit of um. This year was single player power, the single player experience. And once you see the multiplayer this year, it has been not good. Just because it's not because of the EA thing, but also Bungie. It's also people like story-driven games. And Phil Spencer, and I rant this in previous podcasts, that Phil Spencer said that single-player games don't have the same impact. And I have to say this. He was wrong. And he's still wrong.
Yep.
Just because this year, most of the winners of this awards were single player games.
Right.
And I'm really proud of that. And that proves right there that gamers like single player. That they're not fading away. Multiplayer could be there, but it cannot compete against single player. You see Destiny there in the middle, Destiny 2, that didn't win shit.
Not here, no.
So I really feel proud of these game companies making these story-driven games. Still, Nintendo and Sony, and also Bethesda, and some other companies that I do not remember right now. I give them props, and please save Player One. And that's what I like about this award. Single player games for the win.
Oh
Against-
my gosh.
What's up, everyone? This is Bevan with Den of Geek. I am here at WinterCon, and
I muted that stupid page. I muted all of Firefox, and an ad still comes up out of nowhere and blasts me in the air. You've got to be kidding me. I clicked out of that page. We were done with it. How did that happen just now? I wasn't even moving. Sorry to interrupt.
Don't worry. So yeah, how do you feel about this single player game being the most dominated in the awards?
I love it, man. I love seeing people like him get proven wrong. You always have to be able. It's just a long-standing thing to be able to wind down with the kind of technology that I feel like that you are only able to put into a single-player game. Like, I just feel like there's some technologies that just, like, the full power of a console almost cannot be put into a multiplayer game. And it's not like I have, really precise, examples of that off the top of my head right now, but I think you get what I'm saying. Like the kind of landslides and environmental stuff that you'd see in Uncharted, for example, I guess, is something you can't utilize that stuff in a multiplayer game. So just all that fidelity and shock and awe, just like from a graphical standpoint, from a scripting standpoint. Again, like I think just based on that premise alone, that single player needs to keep going for
Yes.
the freedom that you were able to have with that. Just on that merit, not everybody has the time to get good and treat multiplayer as a second job, to be able to keep up with people who play it more often and are better. There's a great deal of people out there that don't want a frustrating experience. They just want to be able to come home and enjoy a good single player game.
Indeed. Totally agree.
Yes.
I really got to get this off my chest and prove all those people wrong. Single player games are still the thing,
Yep.
the greatest thing that ever happened. Because they're still winning money, and that's what they want. So yeah, I think this will be it for this podcast. I think we covered it all.
All right, sounds
Um,
good.
Totally. So yeah, guys, please don't forget to favorite, rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And my friend over here.
Yes, and I am Officer Dan. I host Karibu Kai Play, that plays Super Mario Maker over on YouTube Gaming. But I also have my own YouTube channel, youtube.com/SodaWaveShow. Be sure to check that out. And I also stream on Twitch, getting really into that. Just hit affiliate status, which is really exciting. Twitch.tv/SodaWaveLive. Doing a variety of different things over there. Also, be sure to subscribe to your true host for this podcast over at Zyber Station on YouTube.
And once again, please don't forget to favorite, rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for supporting the channel. See you guys later.